Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and today I am streaming The Lord of the Rings Online, and we do have a cat here early on for once, and I am echoing great. Okay, well, it'll take me just a second, hopefully, to fix that, but there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing today is playing my Minstrel, leveling in, I expect, Enedwaith. So I was thinking with this character, I do need to go back to Moria at some point. Well, don't need to, but do want to go back to Moria. There are a couple important things that I can still get there, but they all require me to be at least level 58. So this character's not quite high enough level. If he were high enough level, I would go ahead and finish Moria, but I am excited to start Enedwaith. So I thought I would just go ahead and do that, and maybe when we're done with Enedwaith, I can head back to Moria. Or if I just want, for some reason, want a break with Enedwaith, then we can do that. So let me get my VIP stuff, which actually I think what I have, yeah, will last only a couple days since it's been a while since I played this character. I did clean up his inventory a little bit. I think my shared storage is completely full. I got a ton of the reputation accelerators before they were removed from the skirmish camp. So that's what's going on there. And otherwise, my inventory is just a mess actually from the Moria quest. And I think I looked at most things because a lot of weapons tend to have unique looks. Oh, that's a pretty neat-ish javelin. I might save that for my warden. But yeah, a lot of the weapons tend to have fairly unique looks, so I tried to save anything. That is a staff? Interesting. Light the way, that is kind of thematic towards my minstrel. He was lighting the way in Moria. But yeah, that's why I tried to look at all the weapon cosmetics, especially in an area like Moria. Seems like newer areas, at least to me, I guess they don't have too many weapons because of the legendary item system, but even what they do have, which would maybe be offhands, but I still don't even remember seeing those much lately. They're just not as interesting cosmetically to me. Okay, so as far as selling goes, I guess I should have known that this is what I was going to start the stream with, but I was not quite fully prepared for it. I'll go ahead and lock everything for LIs. That deconstructs into motes, might as well save it. And I have plenty of stuff I can sell, so I'm not really too worried about my inventory, oddly enough, even though it's like really full there. Okay, do want to save Universal Solvent. Didn't realize I got one of those. Scroll cases I don't really keep anymore, so I will not lock them. Rep items I think I just locked there. Map to Bree could actually be useful to this character, but I have the Lalia's Market port, which is very convenient. Takes you right outside the Boar Fountain, so I don't really need that map. Not that I would rather 7 copper, but hey, it's a way to get it out of my inventory, and I get 7 copper in the meantime. Lock my potions, and there we go. I think that's everything. And my inventory is a whole lot cleaner, so now I feel like I can breathe. Also, I don't know why the cat webcam is so dark right now. I'm guessing because I have the window open behind me, so I don't have to turn my air conditioner on. I'm guessing that is why. Also, a lot of people are waiting for me today. I realized I was a couple minutes late getting the stream started, but did want to say hello to everybody. SG Sate Plus, Ungrumpy, Hansu, and Dako Richie were all here before the stream started, I believe. And yeah, I think it's time to travel to actually start our new adventure. Now, I have heard some rumblings from players about, I haven't checked this, I guess now would actually be a convenient time, but have heard some rumblings about some things being done maybe around this area. There was temporarily, I think, an area in the northwest, whatever camp that is, Mar Tulha, something like that. Yeah, there was an invisible wall where you couldn't actually talk to an NPC. I believe it was that camp, but I'm not 100% sure. But I have heard around that area, people suspect that will be the next zone. I haven't kept up enough to know exactly why, if it's just because of the invisible wall or if there has been other stuff people have found on the landscape. But that does seem like it would be a nice zone that would potentially connect Lonelands. I don't even know if that's necessary. It could be neat to have some extension just in the hills and South Lowlands, but connect the South Road from Bree all the way down to Enedwaith, then I believe the South Road would actually, I don't know how important of a road that is, but I believe that would take it down south of Dunland, which we don't really go down south of, but yeah, I can't really tell with these maps. And then it goes north into Fornost, I believe. So yeah, that would be neat.
Greetings.
And it would be in line with them doing so many below level cap zones. It's almost becoming concerning, but for me it's not much of a problem just because I haven't played Gundabad in almost 7 months now, wow. A completely unintentional break. I really did plan to return to Gundabad in January, but I just needed to extend my break from it, and it turned out to essentially be indefinitely. Okay, so I mentioned I want to go to Enedwaith, but how do I get to Enedwaith on this character? That is something I have not thought of at all. I think I should go to Rivendell instead. So yeah, we should probably go to Southbury and then Rivendell. In fact, I think I just discovered the Westbury location because this is a Valor, level 50 Valor character, if y'all remember. So yeah. Okay, so Harvane, yes, late as usual, but that is pretty on track for me. Orc. Oh, orc moments before seeing ghosts. That does sound like a voice line from orcs, but if that is actually one in game, I'm not familiar with it. And then earning LOTRO points as a free-to-play player to buy all packs. And yeah, as Harvane said, you can do deeds to earn as many LOTRO points as you really can. There's technically a limit based on the just number of deeds in the game per character, but now that content up to Helm's Deep, which is up to level 95 content, is included in free-to-play, you can get quite a few LOTRO points from that. And late as usual, Pirate Scum, that is from the Return of the King. Okay, that rings a little bit of a bell. And now the ghost makes more sense. I was thinking like Scooby-Doo ghosts? I don't know. The rumblings are in the Minhiriath area, north of Tharbad. Oh, where's Tharbad? Isn't Tharbad, Trollshaws? No, that's Tornhad. Uh-oh, where's Tharbad? Tharbad could actually be... that wouldn't be Shire, would it? Yonder Shire. I don't think it is, but that name somehow sounds familiar of something down there. I will try to find that as we travel. I should probably not leave that area, but yeah, sometimes getting to Enedwaith is a little bit slow.
How can I be of service?
Ekadunnan, that's actually pretty good. Gwingris, I think, would be better of the two, but it's not that big of a difference. So it is west of Enedwaith. Okay, Tharbad is down in Enedwaith. Is it actually the camp name? That's not Tharbad. This one would be Ekadegris. Is that Tharbad, maybe? Tharbad, the name does sound familiar for being in the game, but it sounds like it might be west of Enedwaith, which would be, I don't know, somewhere down there. I would hope if there is going to be an expansion, like full-fledged expansion like Gundabad and Minas Morgul, Mordor, etc., this year, that it would have already been announced, at least that there is going to be an expansion, but honestly, nowadays, who knows with Standing Stone games. I feel like it should surprise me a lot if they do announce that, but honestly, probably won't. Well, it's nighttime. It was kind of, if I remember correctly, it was either, well, it would have been evening or morning time in the thumbnail. It was a screenshot I took while on my Beorning in Enedwaith, I believe, for the thumbnail background today. And I might have briefly brought this up, but it'll be interesting going into Enedwaith so underleveled on this character. I don't expect it to be too much of a problem with difficulty, of course, but it'll be interesting to see the XP progression, especially because in my experience, Enedwaith has tons and tons of quests and is like super easy to outlevel the content, outlevel the quests, and it's also, in my experience, really hard, even on an ore with 60% experience and without using any of the XP boosts that I do happen to be using on this character. It's still super easy to outlevel it. I think when I did it on a character, I forget which character I did it on, but I did it about level 60, started it, and I think I got 60. I got around 65. I don't know if I actually got to 65 because I barely did any of the zone. I don't remember getting to Mornshaw's. Don't remember doing too much of Lich Bluffs. Definitely did not do Thor's Coombe. So I did I did some of the Nan Laglin, I do remember that, but I did a relatively small portion of the zone, and yeah, I got too much XP. So if I remember correctly, I decided at some point that I'd just like not finish the rest of the zone so I could do Isengard somewhat on level. I think that was my Runekeeper. And yeah, the producer's letter should be out this month, I believe. That does seem accurate. So hopefully that'll have some more information on what's coming up. When not questing in Eregion, don't really come down here too much, but it's a neat area. I like the, I guess, landscape, the trees that they have, the grass, the rocks. It all looks pretty nice here. Even this river looks nice. I believe this river is flowing west. So that would be going into that river. Gwaithir? I don't think that's the name of the river, but it almost looked like that, which is one of the eagles' name, maybe? And we have another cat here. And I had no problem with not being able to make this streams, and yes, all has been going mostly well. Cat says bothersome as usual, purring into the microphone. Other cat's not really bothersome. Oh, almost 61 mob. Back in the day, for people that weren't around, Enedwaith used to be a level 65 only zone. You could, I think, technically quest in it before that. Usually quests have minimum level to get them as 5 levels below the level. So you might have technically been able to come at 60. I feel like it was somewhat common to come at like 64. Don't know exactly why, but yeah, it was added in the Mirkwood expansion, not in Mirkwood, and an update after Mirkwood, just to clarify. So, Diadica, you're in Enedwaith, and at the very end you got to level 68, wow. This character, the idea is... Oh, Graveflood, that makes sense for the river name, but the idea is for this character to do Rise of Isengard content, so that should be fun when we get to that, but that is one reason it's going. I think it will be nice to go into all that underleveled, and if I really need to, I can unequip my XP boosters, but as I always say with those is that I just have a hard time not using them because I have them. It seems like I should want to gain more XP, so it's something that's just... Yeah, I have the server limitation. That part is true. And I'm choosing to play on an ore, but if I have the ability to gain more XP, that's when I do try to use that ability. Tracery Enhancement Rune. I guess Purple Tracery Barter is not too bad. Is this... I forget if this is... I think this is General Enedwaith, so every Enedwaith vendor would have this. 20,000 item XP for 10 of these? I don't know. I'll have to see how many silver and gold tokens I get, but these seem quite expensive. Also, why is there a minimum level 85 heritage rune from a level 60 to 65 zone? That is something that I still think Standing Stone Games should clean up. Hopefully it's on their radar at least. Okay, so I should make my milestone here. Traveling here would be however long I've been traveling, minus maybe a couple minutes because I'd eventually get faster at it. Okay, so we are late watches, so should be becoming morning somewhat soon, and there's the nice white clouds, even though it's dark. Supposedly dark. I have my ambient light all the way up. Now it's somewhat dark, but we still have the very bright clouds. This rock looks shiny. I would guess it's supposed to be a reflection and of what I would guess is the moon, and that actually seems somewhat accurate, even though I don't think this actually is. I don't think the moon and reflections are that dynamic. Maybe I could play with ambient light down. It's just hard to see. It's a little bit more immersive, honestly, but sometimes I like the ability to see. And yeah, that's exactly what I do, Diatica, is with the faster leveling, I just play different characters through the different zones. It's really nice doing it that way because you get a variety in gameplay. I don't like to play just the same character or same class over and over and over. I do like to play alt, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so the hidden runes, these ones, if I remember correctly, you have to actually read the quest text. I don't know if that is still the case. I thought it was. So what we have to do is find a tree with a marking. And then, oh, I actually think I used to remember, somewhat at least remember where these were. And then I think after that, we can find the, oh, these skills are just gray. I guess I could use my good ones then. And then after that, we have to find the cache, but maybe you can just directly find the cache. I actually forget. But I do think you need to trigger it by finding the actual rune. Now, I don't think there's any indication where the rune is. I don't remember if that's something you can select with delete. For some reason, I'm feeling like it's not, which is why I'm not doing that. But in due time, we will find out. I think it's also these trees, but again, don't know if that actually matters. Oh, there's the rune. Hey, it's not one of those trees. PvP arena could be interesting in LOTRO. I think the PvMP, what was it? Paces Northwest. PvMP is kind of interesting, but I've never really been able to get into it all too much. Doubt this quest would have me go to Eregion, so maybe I should reread that. Oh, these guys are still level 60 though. But how many paces northwest? Oh, west. Oops. That would help. And it was only 20 paces. Now, there's something weird about one of these zones. It might have been Great River, but it could also be, oh hey, it could also be the case with Enedwaith, where if you start it 5 levels below like the minimum level of the zone, which you can do the quest at that level, but the deeds won't trigger until, for the Great River, it was not until level 70. So it was kind of this odd experience where I was questing through the zone. I think I did get the quest deeds, but none of the Slayer deeds or anything until I was level 70, and maybe even the exploration deeds. So that is something to be on the lookout for this one. I don't know if it's the case for all the zones at high level, because usually by that time I'm not really doing stuff under level because it becomes relatively linear, or maybe not even linear is the best term, but relatively few options. And the book quest, the story quests become a lot more important. Okay, I need to go back to those trees. I just totally got myself distracted. And because I don't believe I've gotten a deed. That's what I was going to check. We are not in Rovanian. We're one of the lower zones here. Yeah, haven't gotten a deed. And I would guess that there are deeds for the mobs that I have killed. Okay, so was it these two? I don't think it was those two trees. If it is, it would be 20 paces west of here. This seems accurate, yeah. Floating names to the rescue. Okay, so one thing people saw is southwest of Marobal and Eregion changed. Wait, the hills and mountains were moved to more flat and watery terrain. Southwest of Marobal. Oh, Marobal, okay. I was totally stuck on the wrong area for a moment. So when you said southwest of Marobal, I was thinking Gwingris, and I'm like, isn't that basically at least a portion of the Anglamith Aethel? Gwingris is... oh, right here, which would be like the Anglamith Aethel. That's why I was confused for a moment, but Marobal's on the other side of Eregion. Southwest side, which I actually have a quest turn in there, so maybe we could look at it. See if I at least see anything different. But yeah, I think with those changes, kind of like with what we had with the Ondershire, I don't know if there's anything hinting to Anglamith Aethel that at least I am immediately remembering, but yeah, there might have been some minor changes, but anyway, yeah, I think that any landscape changes like that could be a decent hint. Oh, I was really confused by what that was on the camera. I was like, what do I have on my floor back there? It is the sun. I need to actually pay attention where I'm going. I believe we're going to the Ward Cave, somewhere around there. I don't know if that actually is the Ward Cave, but there's a Ward Cave that I'd actually be a little bit excited to try on this character. He is a little bit low level but strong, but he's also a minstrel, and that'll be fairly thematic to bring light to the shadowed cave, kind of like I was doing in Moria. Or any more screenshots on this character. Also, why am I riding a goat? I don't dislike goats too much. They're just actually really, in my experience, really bad for character screenshots. I don't know if it's the case on all the races, like the dwarves hopefully would be better, but just can't really get... there's my mount. Actually, let's do collections panel. I feel like that's a bit of a more convenient thing to look at and search through my mounts. So Steed of Starlight, that is the one I think I took for the thumbnail today. Not the biggest fan of this one. It's a little bit busy, and if you had the option without the whatever that's called, the pole thing, I might like it, but it just doesn't fit this character. I'd rather... ooh, Steed of the Great Alliance. That seems a little bit much. If I had a really basic mount, which I don't seem to have, I think I actually have more mounts that I could open up. Maybe I'll do this one for a bit. But I'm a little bit weird in that I tend to like more basic mounts without even any armor or anything, or very limited design, unless I have an outfit to actually match it, which I technically would have an outfit to match this, but it'll do for now. I'll have to stop at the Bree Fields at some point and get some of the basic mounts. That's why I really like how I set up my Warden's War Steed, because it has some of this stuff. I think it has a saddle back thing with weapons and the such. And this guy is Trying to get up the rock. Burglar mount looks very practical for an adventure. We can look at that. I'm guessing by burglar mount you mean the one that's in the... Oh wow, I have a lot of LOTRO points. But I'm guessing you mean steed of the burglar from the LOTRO store, which is... Let's see what that looks like in game. Oh, don't want to do have steed. That ain't gonna help. Burglar. Yeah, that one actually seems pretty good. I could definitely like that one. It actually seems really nice for a hunter. That makes me curious what the hunter one looks like. Yeah, I'd probably rather the burglar one on a hunter, oddly enough. Oh, you actually can talk to him from down here. I was worried for a moment. Hello, KV. Yeah, I'd have a really hard time buying any sort of mount from the LOTRO store, especially if it's not account-wide. If it was account-wide, I would consider it a little bit more, but even then, that is definitely pricey to me. And it also doesn't help that the LOTRO store is not only cosmetic. If it were a cosmetic-only store and didn't have things like Mithril coins, level boosts, stat boosts, all those sort of things that are useful to combat and actually alter the gameplay. If that stuff were not in the LOTRO store, I would 100% consider buying that mount. Even with me having 10,000 LOTRO points, I don't consider it worth it. I'd rather save my LOTRO points that I get from, I only get those from being VIP. Saving the LOTRO points until something more useful comes up or something nice is on sale, like a Mithril coins pack, which I've actually not spent many Mithril coins lately. Ooh, level 62, that is a red mob. That is what I came here for. Plus, these wargs are somewhat tough, especially once we get into the cave. Oh, brightened up. I wonder why. If y'all hear funky noises, it is probably this cat right here. Oh, I did not get all the quests done, but it doesn't really matter. I believe the 3 different quest sets from this camp are separate from each other. I don't think you have to do them all at the same time. Can be fun too. I mean, that's the style of questing I like, is just running around doing all my quests, come for turn-ins, get a bunch of various quests. That's one reason I like Enedwaith and even like the north part of it here. Also, oh, that's the cat. If y'all are wondering what my mail is here, I crafted this character some gear, which is presumably going to be upgrades. I don't 100% know that everything's going to be an upgrade, but we can look at it. I think those boots overall would be an upgrade. Plus, they're 5% out of combat run speed boost. That is OP. Huge upgrade shoulder pads. I was going to take a picture of my cat, but the instrument my minstrel is using sounds funny. It's a bagpipe. I have a lute, but cosmetically, which is the one we hear, is just the regular basic bagpipe. Okay, don't want to open this door. That again was my cat. But anyway, I'll look at all that at level 58. Did I ever check the reputation vendor? I don't believe I did. Oh wow, and I can already barter for stuff. Well, if I already have 5 silver tokens, that's pretty decent. Spin emote, that is. Definitely one I would want. I do like that emote. I wonder if they've updated this gear recently. When I went through this on my Guardian, I don't remember it being even close to this good. It's not necessarily good, but I thought I remember it being like very bad. Oh, there's also a jump emote. That one I actually was not familiar with. I might want to use one of my many prize grade company steed. I wonder what that looks like. But yeah, for this character, I might actually want to use my boost if I'm going to stay in this zone. Oh, that was a really nice pocket item.
Provisions are scarce, yet I will help you however I may.
Yeah, I'd much rather, with stuff like that with a mount, I would much rather actually get it in game by, hey, reputation, like these guys right here. Or, yeah, reputation or just any other source in game deeds, I think sometimes can reward mounts. Okay, so I have a quest in the west. And I wonder, I was going to try to, if we ever get a good chance to peek at some landscape over the mountains. I don't know if you can at all over here, but could try that. But I do have a quest over here. I can even get up the little hill. Oh, I have no idea where that scout came from. She's dual wielding a sword and an axe, I believe. Oh, somebody was in stealth. That must have been where the scout came from earlier. Okay, got my thingies used. What are they called? Anthems? And then try to get the heal. The reason I didn't want to pick up my right hand to press that keybind is, nah, my arm was under the cat, and that seems to have disturbed her too much. So what was I doing here? I had a quest to go here, but it's not tracking, so I'll track nearby quests and... Oh, rescue Daggerlass. Yeah, Daggerlass, not Daggerlass. He is in the cave, I believe. And then I thought after that we would get a quest to do stuff actually in the camp. It's almost backwards. You go to rescue somebody and then you get the quest to deal with the camp, but it makes just as much sense. So it's like, if you go to a camp to check out all the enemies or something and then you see somebody needs rescuing, that to me seems to be what's a little bit more typical. Did not mean to use my auto ballad thing. Cry of the course. I think that's what. Ooh, my health is low. I guess when I let them get one hit on me, Minstrel is, despite the self-healing, they are still squishy. And just like with the Warden, it's kind of hard to hit the shifter while kiting. But we made it through that. Oh yeah, so the other way is like the quest giver sends you to rescue somebody, and then you find out there are a whole bunch of enemies and suspicious activities or whatever, and then they decide to... We can't go without getting the captain, can we? You know, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to make sure I'm level 58 before the ward camp anyway, so... I didn't necessarily intend to go here first when I turned down this way, but I'm glad that that was the result of my travels here. I don't think I can get out of line of sight. I can use a heal if I need to. Ooh, that was a pretty big devastate, but I think I can kill her, yeah. And just for good measures, I'll still heal myself.
Not long ago, my kinsman Dagaros was captured by deserters from the Dunlending force in Eregion. I've sent aid for his rescue, but their freedom shall be short-lived.
For some reason, the water tastes extra good, and I think that's because it was... It's kind of weird, but because it was frozen, and to me, melted ice tastes different than just water, which is... Getting really weird, but I taste the difference. Okay, I Do I remember where the key is? Do you have to search everything every time? That's what I never remember about quests like these. Okay, this one you do have to search every time since you just searched the 4 things. And then this dude wakes up. And he wonders what I'm doing here. This is a kind of neat cave. I don't remember this texture for walls being used all that much. It looks mostly like just stones. A little bit of rocks. It's actually, zooming in, it's a little bit of a, probably, well, it is an older texture, but lower quality. I'm guessing they use higher resolution textures nowadays, at least it seems like it. Oh, that was a nice crit. Something I should consider doing at... Wow, that's a lot of tactical mastery. I'm guessing that's partially from my buffs. I would be surprised if my gear actually gives me that much. I do have, at the very least, I have Anthem of War, which actually doesn't boost rating anymore. I thought it used to boost rating, but at least now it's a flat % boost. Maybe that's the way it always was. When I very intermittently play classes, I find it at least easy to forget exactly what did what. That's a pretty decent boost. I know you can get that if you're healing Minstrel. I know you can get that and it's pretty good. But I don't know if there's anything in the red line that is boosting it to be more effective than it would be if you're blue line, or yellow line for that matter. A lot of deflex for 4 levels above. Did Minstrel update make them more squishy? Not that I am aware of. I think they nerfed one of the bubbles though, which somewhat limits self-healing potential, but I don't think it like increased their incoming damage for some reason. At least that's what, when I think about squishiness, usually I think more in terms of just how much damage they take, and then the survivability package would include things like self-heals. But yeah, just being a light armor class, they're going to be squishy, and their shield doesn't offer all that much. I guess technically does give them more than what, oh, trying to type in chat apparently, does offer more than, this cat is trying to sit her butt right on my hand. Does offer more than Runekeeper and Lore Master. And I believe those are the 2 other light armor classes, I think. Didn't it?
Greetings, friend of the Grey.
Oh yeah, back in the day, Minstrels could wear medium armor. That was a thing.
Hail, friend. May I have a moment of your time?
It's kind of sad that they got rid of it. I can see why, but Minstrel being a little bit tougher, I don't think was necessarily a bad thing. But I believe they did that somewhat around the same time that they eventually transitioned Warden back to agility. Or not even back to, but from might to agility. Okay, so we're going back here. I think this should get me up to level 58 doing this. Then we can search for the caches, and then I guess go to the Ward Cave for some fun there. Hello, Ghost Charm. It has been a while. Lechu. I don't know if there's another way to pronounce it, but it sounds a little bit weird, just Lechu. I'm wondering if this is a bad idea. Especially there's some archers there and they're really gonna hurt me. I might have to... Yeah, those archers are hurting. Well, we'll find out. Gotta test this character's limits. I'm in a new zone. I don't know what he can handle here. Uh-oh. Okay, I do have potions if I need them. I'm gonna try to get, especially with these things going crazy. Oh, need a heal. Okay, I already used the anthems, don't need to use them again. Is that guy running away? Oh, I might have to use a different potion. Hold on. Oh, there. Go. Okay, we got this. I need to kill the archers. I need to not hit the melee ones that aren't even doing any damage to me. Oh, I have way too many archers. This is bad. Where's Still as Death, so I know where that is for the future. Still as Death is that one, okay. Well. I think the issue there really was the archers though, and not necessarily the melee enemies, so. I would feel comfortable pulling just as many mobs, but actually prioritizing my targets better. I also have, like, no power. I should have power potions, but they're... Oh, I was going to say, why are they on cooldown? I didn't actually use them. Okay, apparently I'm going to completely accidentally pull just as many mobs. Okay, this melee dude's on purpose, though. I will admit that. Oh! Alright, I'm gonna go for it. Okay, archers do seem to be the problem because they can hit me and I think they also have that wound. Wonder if I should... Well, sometimes I accidentally hit F4, F2, F3. I don't like it there. Needs to be in a good spot though, maybe shift 7. That's around where I have like never surrender on my warden, although it's a little bit farther away, but... Anyway, that's somewhat around where. Now, do I need to do anything else in this camp? Or am I done here? I appear to be done, but I thought you had to do more than that. Oh, I need to defeat a... Really, after all that, I didn't defeat Commander Lu. Wow, that's a long stun. And once again, the archer is doing a whole lot more than that signature. Also, that wound, that really is doing a lot of damage. Now I need to go inside? I don't think I actually need to go inside, but just because it's tracking on the map, I'll try it. So Ghost Charm, you have a question about new LI system. Okay, so you're level 60, and every time you try to improve a tracery slot, it says it's already at the max. So that is probably because that is true, which might be a little bit obvious. But if you're wondering why, or here, I'll show the system in a moment. But the level cap of the traceries is based on your reforge level, which is you can reforge every 5 levels, character level, I mean. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think there's a quest here. So you probably need to get your character higher level and then reforge your LI to be higher level to use more enhancement runes for. So for a character like this who's level 57, If we look at the L-52/52, that means it's maxed, and I cannot use any more enhancement runes even if I try. It says the tracery is fully enhanced. Wait, that is... Try to improve a tracery is improved to the max. Maybe that's what you mean, but... Another possibility that you're running into, I don't know if you would run into this issue at level 60, though. I might be able to reforge my allies, but if your tracery slot is already higher level than item level 70. Why is my H key not working? There we go. So that would... Yeah, if you're higher level, if your tracery slot is already higher level than 70, then that would not work anymore as well. Now, if I tried to use the yellow one on something like the minor ballad damage here, it should work, and I'd only be able to use one, and then that did that. And then to actually get the stat boost, I believe you still have to do this. You would unequip and re-equip your ally to make sure that stat boost actually triggers for your character. I don't know why that's necessary, but it does seem to be necessary. Now, something I totally forgot about is I believe this character is ready for a reforge since level 56. So all this damage that I'm doing with my good old 52 tactical damage rating and Call to Fate that's doing that many damages, I could have 71.9 tactical damage rating, and Call to Fate could be doing, hey, see, Call to Fate did not actually update. I reforged and it does the exact same thing. And then I unequip it and re-equip it, and now it actually updates my character's stats, and now it does quite a bit more damage, almost 20% more damage just from that reforge at level 56. So instead of the archers, I actually believe that is the reason I died earlier. Ooh, I have a new empty slot. Is it this type of slot? I don't think it is. Oops, I ain't gonna do it. Yeah. One thing that I really think they could do to improve the low-level legendary item experience is to, when you very first start out with the allies, is have one of each slot have word of power, word of mastery, word of craft, word of heraldry, whatever they're all called. Well, that was a satisfying crit. You can already see the performance improvement. I have so many bug bites. I know that's really random. My leg is like really itching right now. And see that archer? Took 3 abilities to kill it. Oh, it feels like so much wasted AoE, but we gotta kill the archer. And eventually tab target should work. Okay, I'm actually playing worse this time. I'm gonna use a potion. I could just run away because I don't need anything else in this camp, but I want another... Oh, hitting the wrong thing. Hey, I'm getting deeds done. Oh, whoa, I let those guys get way too close. There should be a deed for losing half your morale in a bunch of battles in a row. There also should be a deed for losing all your morale. That seems to be happening to me too much today. Oh, I got one of these things. Got to remember. Oh, that's from... Alright, got that. Gotta remember to always use those, though. There's a lot of those in Enedwaith. I would like up here, please. There we go. Oh, I'm still not level... I guess I could turn in that quest. Could turn in that quest. I could start to do some hidden caches. So let's check nearby. Okay, a lot of it's going to be Isn't there a hidden rune in the war cave, maybe? Actually, I don't remember. Northeastern. Yeah, that's the one I want to go to. Reward track? This character is helping with the reward track quite a bit, I think. And my warden a little bit. I think this character's probably had the biggest impact on that with all the leveling I've been doing on him. Oh, hey, Burgle. A red rare signature. I think I can get, especially that one dot. Like, I can probably sit here and out heal him if I needed to. Got a Shadow Wolf defeated. I don't think I've ever done that quest outside the cave, though. One thing that is a bit odd with Enedwaith is how shallow the boundary is. What's a better way to phrase that? How small the hills are. So it really doesn't feel like you're contained all that much, and I think there are even some parts where it actually looks like your character could walk over and get high enough to get up the cliff, but then they cannot. And I believe what would be east of here, according to the map, it looks like it would eventually go to Isengard, but I think you have to go south to Dunland before that point. It worked out, but those buttons were, or at least the abilities triggered in a very non-ideal order there. I forget if there's anything of significance at that hut. I should maybe check it out. And we are looking for one of the markings on the trees so we can find the cache. Hello, Salmon Fire. If I didn't already say hello, but I feel like I did. We have to run up to the tree to get the marking. I already did this once, should remember it. I don't think it would be this far southwest. It's going to be pretty close. And I think you have to go up to a tree. We can read the quest text again. Oh, boulder marked with the ranger's rune. Okay. So it is actually different. And it's 80 paces north? Wow, that's a lot. So it's probably one of these boulders, maybe. Don't think it would be the ones east of here. Are there more boulders? It is kind of neat that you have to actually search around, though, for the quest item, because that is something that is not too common nowadays, especially with the quest tracker. Like, this one's actually making me search. Now, if I were familiar and actually remembered where these were, then I wouldn't really have to, but that's kind of the case with everything. I don't think it would be these boulders, but it could be. And again, I think I do have to run up to it. Like, it's out of the area where it's tracked on the map. Which does go quite a bit east of here, but didn't see anything east, so I'll suppose I'll stay on the west edge. Although once again, I think I'm out of the area for it. It did say boulder. I did do the right one as well. It's this locked one here in northeast. Yeah, boulder marked with these rangers rune. So I might have to look at all those boulders again. I don't see one here. I'm guessing the cache is somewhere down there if it's 80 paces. I think all these boulders would be out of the way of it. Okay. Oh, there it is. This is just the hillside. Well, how convenient for me to stop there. Okay, now it's 80 paces north. Now, I did not realize the map update. I did not pay attention to that last time, so the map does actually update to tell you where to go, and it's 80 paces north in the trees, so I can assume it's actually my things hovering over it. Oh wow, I'm close to leveling up. I don't think one kill will get me there, but will get me one kill closer. So Ilros, you're wondering, oh, don't think I've ever actually done hobnanigans, to be honest. So you said you normally ignore it. That's what I normally do. And he said, you went through such a long grind that you think you actually love it now? And do you get emotes from that? Sounds familiar. I obviously, not having done it, don't even know exactly what you get from it, but emotes does sound familiar. Three emotes. So what was I going to do next? I can get the wargs, or I can do more caches. I don't know. I also see one of these hidden lore that is going to be within the Black Dens. Okay, so that one is in the caved in. And then this one is just going to be southern area. And then all the other stuff is either turn-ins or in the cave. So I think I will do turn-ins, get level 58, then head back to the cave. And Bingo Boffin, I have not seen Bingo Boffin lately. I think as far as characters go, I have not even gotten far. Here's some of the level 58 stuff that is relevant towards Moria, level 58 class quest. I believe for the Minstrel it would have you go there. I thought for all of them, but I'm not sure I've ever actually done that for the Minstrel. Yeah, Foundations of Stone. Exactly where I was before. If you do things on level, it's no problem, but when you want to do things under leveled, it becomes a little bit of a problem. I don't know why I'm not on my mount. I got a map. Oh, that's the hobnanigans.
Our quest is dire. Your aid is welcome, friend.
Okay, quest turn-ins, and I can get my mail. Something I will be curious about. Oops. There we go. Something I will be curious about now is Cultivate, just for a reference number, for how my damage changes after I equip all the gear. So this one's a straight upgrade. I do need to actually pay attention to my stats as well. So we'll move Call to Fate. I don't know, somewhere where y'all can see it, maybe up at the top. Oh, up at that top. And my tactical mastery, I believe I'm unbuffed now. Yeah, unbuffed, I'm at 181.5%. Crit, I'm at 19.3. Finesse is 21.9. This is just pretty much a straight upgrade. Don't care. Actually, finesse is a good stat. I don't mean to say it's bad value, but I don't care about losing that for all the gains I get. Even though they're actually relatively minor. If I pay attention a little bit more to that, the purple pants, level 51 ones from... Oh, that's from an instance chest. I basically straight gain numbers with the tactical mastery over the old crit rating. And then the will is and vitality are sort of redistributed. So I think I'll keep the new ones. Shoulder pads are just straight upgrade and actually pretty significant. Tactical mastery is up to 190.5. Must have been 189. I thought I was 191 earlier. And then the shoes initially look like I will lose tactical mastery, but overall from the will gain, I will gain tactical mastery, and I'll gain 5% out of combat round speed buff. That is the most significant part of these, and a little bit extra vitality. I lose a little bit of max morale, which I don't think would quite be made up by the vitality gain, but oh well. We can see my health does indeed drop, but my tactical mastery is up to 192.5% with those. And then the hat is going to be interesting because I gain critical rating, but then I lose tactical mastery. But see, that just has a lot of things going on. It's like 3 stats versus 5 stats, but yeah, I gain enough will that I think that is okay to lose that tactical mastery, and I probably gain morale. Let's equip it and see. Yeah, I gained overall morale, so I think that will be worth it. If I really wanted to dive into the stats between these two, I could look at my tactical mastery percent versus my critical rating percent. I'm at 191.3 and 20.3. Wrong one. So I gain 0.4%. Oh, wow, that's actually... Yeah, the tactical mastery from this is actually better. It's 191.3. That's 192.5. So actually... 19.9 to 20.3. Yeah, so actually with the percent upgrade and tactical mastery from this, it is damage-wise, if I'm just considering this character's damage, the old hat is better, which I believe is from the Walls of Moria. That's how crazy it is. But there is the exchange with health, so I don't know overall. I also think the reason the critical rating is so minor must be because they're relatively similar to begin with. I'm just surprised the tactical mastery was that much more. It's only like 160, or 170, but that is, I think, a good highlight for why mastery is such a more efficient stat than critical rating, because it impacts the percent a lot more. And I think that's something that, after a little bit of thinking, makes sense, because the tactical mastery can go up to 200% baseline, whereas the critical rating is only 25% baseline, I think. I think it's 25 unbuffed. So you need a whole lot more percentage for tactical mastery. Anyway, that very long-winded and slow process there. I think I will keep the old hat, which is really weird and unexpected, to be honest. Okay, so gloves. Can move on to them. Don't really care about the fate loss, and I get critical rating and mastery, so there we go. And then we'll do the chest piece, which is, I think, the tactical critical multiplier. I'm completely fine dropping that, so we'll get that. And now to look at my stats again, I'm at 199.3 tactical mastery, And with this, I'm at 198.2. So I'm 1.1% drop, and it still seems to be a 0.3% crit change. So yeah, one concern was that I would actually run into the tactical mastery cap, but I don't believe that I have. And I also think there are traits that make it technically above. Yeah, that would definitely make it above 200%, at least 205. And other than that, I'm not sure. There might be even more. So yeah, kind of interesting. I hope people find that helpful when I go through the stats of all that, but it really is what I think through. If I actually have to think about if something is an upgrade, like a lot of those were obvious, but the helmet, I think initially, like my initial reaction is, yeah, the teal helmet would be better than this purple helmet. Which I have the teal one equipped for some reason. Oops. The teal helmet would be better than the purple helmet. That seems like something that would be true at first look, but diving deeper into the stats, I preferred the purple helmet for the increased tactical mastery. Even with how much ground this made up in will, which was about 210. It's kind of crazy. Of course, I am okay with that damage. The more damage from the purple hat at a cost of the morale, the defensive boost. Okay, so I don't really see anything as far as landscape being changed. And I think the reason for that is, what can you really see from here? Basically nothing, so I don't want to take too much from my current view here. Question is, do I have any quests that go back up northwest, or is now the time to do that? I think with this long break, we might as well make it longer, and I'll go ahead and head northwest here and see what we can see. This character needs a moment to reset out after all those deaths anyway, all 2 of them. Wolf hit me. Plus I have a quest turn in an Eregion, and I might as well turn in that quest, right? So as far as this area, which is still technically Enedwaith, I believe, I don't really see anything that's, like, to me, noticeably different. I don't think I can get up there. And I assume there's invisible wall stuff here. Oh yeah, there's definitely invisible wall stuff there. It really seems like you could get through, though. Like, it ain't the cleanest invisible wall, and it keeps porting me back. That's the crazy thing. I feel like I'm gonna die by misadventure soon enough, but there is something funky going on right here. I don't know if it has always been this way, but... oh, hey, I actually made it up. Don't think I can go up anymore. I did not expect to get that far up, to be honest. And my character is all funky. Okay, I'll let it. Oh, I thought it would take me back. And there's nothing here that I can notice is different. I don't know, for all I know. Oh, I might actually be stuck. There we go. Got ported to the other side. But yeah, for all I know, it's always been like that. I don't know if it would have always been like that since it was added to the game, but at least like maybe the past couple to few years, it's always been like that. There, for all I know. It would seem kind of odd for them to randomly update it, if they have done that recently. But I think what Harvane was talking about with people seeing was it was southwest of Morobel, which where I am, but I think it was more so with the distant landscape. And by the way, for people that don't know, like, honestly, when I first started playing LOTRO, I didn't really have to know, but this is the library at the Mirdain. All these instances you can just boot up and don't even have to discover it. Newer instances you do, but this one you don't ever have to visit on it. At least for me, it was a commonly run one without even, again, ever visiting it. So yeah, that's where the school at the Mirdain is. Kind of crazy to think this character could quest in Eregion and get XP. There we go. Oh, I can't believe I've been streaming an hour. It does not feel that long. I mean, compared to the last time I streamed, I need to stretch my legs, but compared to the last time I streamed, I am back on the earlier schedule again, so already getting a little bit tired. Oop. I also have to wonder if they're updating, like if they do plan to add this area west of Enedwaith. Oh yeah, you have to actually have a quest to go in there. If they're updating this area west of Enedwaith, maybe they are trying to make extra sure that they have all invisible walls in check so people can't roam into it like they were able to in Yondershire. That does seem like it's a suspicion of mine. So almost the fact that they did have an invisible wall, I think it was the Bingo Boffin questline actually, but in that hobbit camp in the northwest area of Enedwaith, that just suddenly appeared in the game, and that they at least had that invisible wall there that for all I know could have always been there that we just checked out. It makes me a little bit suspicious, essentially. I also don't mind just riding in Eregion, especially now that it's daytime. Not a bad place to be during nighttime either, though. I don't know if you can get up here, but like to see how far you can see out. Yeah, I don't really see much that I would specifically remember being different than it was before. If we go up to the top of Marobel, which I kind of need to anyway, we can see if there's anything fishy looking. I wonder if from Marobel if you can swift travel into Enedwaith, but I don't think... Did I actually get a stable master? I always forget if there's a stable master up there. There is. Did I remember to click it? Probably. Is there a way we can find out? Yes. I do have that one discovered. I don't have Marobel discovered. I also have my milestone there, so I'd be completely fine using my milestone from all the way over here. Opening this makes me once again think about Harad and where they would go next. And by where they would go next, like I mentioned, I actually had a video about Harad. If y'all missed it, it's somewhere on my channel. But I had a video about Harad. And anyway, there were a couple things that suggest Harad could be the next area. We really have Harad, Khand, Nirn, and Rune outside of Eriador, Rovanian, and Rohan, and Gondor. And I guess technically there is Linden and Enedwaith. I kind of forget about those two, but Linden doesn't seem too likely. But now that they've been updating Eriador, it almost seems possible. Also, there's that really interesting area looking on the map. But yeah, of these four locations, Rune and Harad, to me, would be most likely. I guess they could go to Nirn, that has the connection with both Mordor and Minas Morgul, which technically Minas Morgul's in Mordor, and I guess technically Nirn would be in Mordor, but we have those areas. Even, I wonder if you do consider, as far as the mega regions though, Nirn should just be a part of Mordor. So if I say the next area to go, maybe the only options really would be Harad, Khand, Rune, Enedwaith, and Lindon. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. Just a thought on that. But as far as Rune versus Harad, those two seem most likely as the next major area to go. Even if they keep updating like Eriador, Dunland, part of Eriador, but yeah, if they keep updating Eriador, even with that, after they keep updating Eriador or whatever, Harad, including Harondor down there, would be a possibility, or there are a lot of possibilities, Rovanian-wise. I would be, or Rune-wise, I would probably personally be a little bit more interested in Rune than Harad. That said, only if they just like totally get rid of Karazgar. He has become super annoying to me. He is getting either on the level or is already on the level of Mazog, which is probably the most annoying enemy NPC in the game for me. Burgil, as far as friendly NPC, he is really up there in terms of most annoying NPC. And for anybody that doesn't remember Burgil, he's the one with the super annoying quest chain in Minas Tirith that I don't think I have ever actually fully completed. Okay, so here's a pretty decent view. That's probably not the best view. We can do better. Hey, this is pretty neat. Oh, can't go up there. Anyway, I don't know how I got on this whole long thing. But yeah, Burgil's annoying and Karazgar's annoying. And Mazlog's annoying.
What can I do for you?
There we go, quest turn-in. It was like, oh yeah. Here's a better view. Oh no. Boy, I am having trouble today. I've died twice on this character. I've fallen off that tiny little cliff that I'll have to try to get back up because we did not get enough of that view. I wonder if anybody has a screenshot from this location from the old Murroble, like say just a year ago. That really looks like it could be a zone though. It looks shaped like a zone. Why not? I also have to ask why not to this though. Okay, yes, we do know that. As far as I know, that's really the only confirmation we have about anything in 2022. Were there other minor things? Yeah, the only thing I'm really remembering is that it will be sunny. Every place they add, that looks pretty sunny over there. That really does look like a zone. Wow. Like, that seems intentional to be a path for you to travel in the zone somehow. Are there any roads? Is that a road? Or is that just like a little bit dark? Wait, that's a road. Is that a Region though? Am I even looking at the right zone? Wait, this is a Region. Hold up, there's Anglamathathel. There's a road. Is that the road we're interested in? Keep pressing the wrong buttons. Okay, so right where I'm looking, okay, there's a road there, but I don't think that's what I'm looking at. That would be this road. Okay, so anyway, on the LOTRO forums, they have a scenario casual stroll showing off the area versus now. Okay, that could be something interesting to check out. But what I am initially thinking is this looks like a road. It's kind of hard to see, but it very much so looks textured or at least colored like a road. And it looks like it goes down to this little river. and for some reason I don't know why, but I was trying to move the camera the wrong way, and that's a really weird issue to run into. It also, let's see, get a different angle on that. And by road, I don't necessarily mean like an actual road. It could just be a dirt path or something, but that's also the feeling I'm getting right here. This little dark brownish area almost looks like that. It seems very much so path shaped as well. There's almost something here that looks a little strange to me, but I'm not sure. I'm almost like, I've done this before, but I'm like turning my head to try to get a better view of it when I have to turn the character. I don't know if there's anywhere we can... Oh, okay, see if we get a better view from here, although it's farther away. Okay, so if they have that, that connects nicely to Inglamith. We can kind of see Trollshaw's Inglamith. There's that road there, which, oh, that's not, yeah, that's not like a real road. That just totally ends there. Yeah, as far as having a road from Inglamith south, I'm not sure about that actually. But that doesn't mean that can't be a road. If they do that and keep the landscape how it is, that's like really open over there. Which isn't necessarily a problem or like an indicator that it wouldn't be a zone. Mountains seem to still block off Enedwaith, so that's okay. And if that does like connect to Enedwaith, that would be in the location too. Okay, so I was looking towards the Mirdain. Which the Mirdain? That the Mirdain? Because there's the library, and I think that one's school. Yeah, that looks very much so shaped like school. But I'm guessing you mean, well, I was facing this way. Sorry for the awkward character angle there. We can go UI list again. So there's a hill mountain further to the right. I don't know, this whole thing seems unusual to me. That's what I'm really curious. It really is piquing my interest. Like, that is just zone-shaped landscape. We can go exploring on the LOTRO forums if you all want. Hopefully this is as exciting as Minstrel leveling. It's at least a neat view. Oh, was it this giant thread? That might be why I wouldn't have seen some of the specifics. Is there's this pretty long thread on the LOTRO forums about filling in missing areas, and if this is where people have been talking about it, page 9, that is exactly the page I'm on. Oh, there's a bunch of circles. Okay, well, we'll get the LOTRO forum showing here in a moment. Okay, I believe that's working. And I guess I can zoom in. Oh, you cannot see it. Hold up. There we go. Except I am gone. Oops. Oh, I hit the wrong thing earlier. Okay. And me. Oh. I have more. So I have one of me right there. I don't know. We'll go with that one. We have the cat cam still. Anyway. I didn't realize that curtain was open. Okay, so this is what I was looking at, and Now that I'm all discombobulated. Here we go. So this is really hard for me to read. I hope the redesign that they're working on with the LOTRO forms really improves the reading of text like this, because this is just, it's really not greatly formatted, in my opinion, at least for me to read. So talking about Tharbad, I believe this is, I don't recognize the name Seeking Earring, but it seems very thematic for seeking the next zone, at least. So they talk about the hills circled in red, yellow, and orange. What about them? They correspond. And then Glanduin is the name of the river. Glanduin being this river, which is north of Enedwaith or in Enedwaith? North of Enedwaith. And it's between Enedwaith and Eregion. There we go, that's Glanduin. Back to this. And then, I don't know about circled in white. White circles show a northeastern extent of Swanfleet marshlands. Yeah, another area of the river. They actually did not get, I think I either had or have a view that maybe that's what they're looking at, but it's another path. I don't know if that was one of the circles there. My cat is cute. What do I feed them? Well, what I feed them doesn't make them cute. They were already cute to begin with. And they get, well, I'd have to mess up the cat cam and wake them up for it. But the cat cam is sitting on a cat treat thing of Temptations cat treats, because that's what they like. And then wet food wise, I always forget the name of it for some reason. I don't think it's Purina. It's not Fancy Feast. It's I don't know. There's a like 48 pack of it at Sam's Club, or 40 pack. And then otherwise Meow Mix, I think, for dry food. Swanfleet, I think, is what this person at least suspects is the name of the zone. Maybe that's like lore-wise the area it is. Okay, so yeah, we have that. They didn't quite have that other path that I was looking at, but in their screenshot. Speaking of cat, there's a cat. This one is skinny, Lexi. Jump Piper's behind the keyboard for some reason. Don't know what's going on with that pink circle. I guess we have to actually read this. See, this is when I make a video on something like this. This is all the stuff that is like totally skipped out and actually condensed. Me doing this in a live stream is very unusual. Pillars, where? Oh, second and third screenshot. What pillars? Oh, what color are those? So they talk about pillars. There's some tall pillars in the Reforging instance. Oh. Wait, they talk about it being obvious in the second and third. Oh, right there. There's something right there in whatever screenshot this is. This is... Oh, they said this is in the Reforging instance, not that the pillars were in the actual instance, but I think the screenshots are from the instance. And yeah, this definitely makes it look like a zone once again. But that looks like ruins, I think, is what I would see here. Hello, oh my god, Pete. And then don't know what these circles are, but I mean, oh, there's another road. To me, that very much so looks like road again. This one, not even dirt trail, but definitely road. That's like the first thing, as you all saw, that's the first thing that I thought of was roads. And yeah. Okay. Climb to top of Eked Marobel. All right. Oh, wow. That is significantly different. This is what used to be here. It's in the thumbnail for the video. It is totally different. It's just like giant mountains were chucked away. Wow. Okay. So I'm actually going to open that image. Is this a screenshot? Oh, I thought they embedded the video somehow. I don't even know if you can do that on LOTRO forums, to be honest. I was like, this is the thumbnail for the video, which it is. Probably not. By the way, these casual stroll-throughs, I have to admit I have not watched many of the recent ones, but they're pretty neat for people that don't know their thing. I don't think they're advertised all that well. Here, can we actually open the image? There we go. So yes, these mountains versus no mountains. Mountains. No mountains. Giant swamp versus mountains. Even that, like the river. Ooh. I'll even turn a little bit. This is more significant than I thought it was. I do have to admit that. I did not expect this much of a difference. I thought this looked weird, but couldn't quite point my finger on it until we have, from an actual LOTRO stream, a screenshot of what it used to look like. Now these mountains, I'd be curious. These, or at least that hill, or that single mountain. Okay, so I'm looking for LOTRO. That could be that one, but I can't 100% tell, to be honest. But they do see something. I was trying to see if I could recognize that exact one. Wait, they could not use Austin Edhill? That name sounds very familiar, probably because I guess it's Eked Murroble. Or not Eked Murroble, it is Murroble. Oh, it says Eked Murroble. I was wondering why. People have told me what Eked means, and I always forget. And I used to call it Etched before I was learnt that the C's are usually hard C's in the game. Anyway, yeah, the location of this zone, supposed zone, would-be zone, maybe that's a better way to put it, would-be zone, is from west of this river, northwest of Enedwaith. There's a little river here. Yeah, I don't know. Because that's where that connects. Yeah, I don't 100% know, but anyway, where we are looking, it's really hard to tell on this map. This map is really bad for the locations of the zones like Eregion. That is so inaccurate for Eregion. Eregion's more like right here. But it is also kind of around here if you have the Gates of Moria right there, so it's just not a great representation. We could actually look at the collections map. That would give a much better idea. Now, I believe... Oh, they actually did update the collections map to include Yondershire. Did they ever add Wildwood? Oh, I can't quite tell. The Shire... They might have added Wildwood finally, it looks like. Does Wildwood border... Oh, it borders Evendom. Yeah, they didn't add Yondershire yet. That must be the river it goes to. There's this tiny gap north of this river and between North Downs and I guess that part of Evendom. A tiny gap right there. But Wildwood, I believe, extends up to that river right there. Because, yeah, there's Trestlebridge. Wildwood's right there. So they still haven't added Wildwood, but they've added Yondershire and Englamith. Wow, that's a lot of stable masters there. So anyway, looking at this map, I think it's much better or much easier to see where the zone would be. So we are in Eregion right here, and this supposed zone would probably connect down to Enedwaith. And honestly, they could have a mega zone go from Breland, even South Farthing, I think that's what that's called. It could fill in this whole area with like one fell swoop. That would definitely be expansions worth of content, but where we are looking at specifically is kind of this corner between Englamith and Eregion, a little bit down south towards Enedwaith, but all west. So we're looking kind of where the Eregion text is actually, because the river, if y'all can see it, I hope y'all can. Actually have the camera's totally different, so you actually, I think, can this time. I cannot even see it on my preview screen. It's a little bit small. But we are at Enedwaith, and we're looking basically right towards Eregion, and we can see the river here is right below the Eregion text there. So yeah, I don't quite see where the river would fork northeast. It just looks too far away from here. There are some other things we can do to see the bigger landscape, though I don't think this will help at all. But if you do object draw distance, that didn't help. Oh, maybe it did. Okay, that didn't actually help. Oh, that would be distant landscape. There's distant landscape lighting. I really don't like that. To me, it just makes the distant landscape look usually ugly. There are some areas where I think it does look better. And also there are nearby areas where it will actually draw from the lower quality landscape for some reason. Like right there, it uses the high resolution textures. Until you turn that on, then it switches to low resolution, which is kind of odd. Anyway, yeah, that's I feel worn out from exploring this. Was there anything else? We didn't actually make it all the way through this thread. No, this was a better view of it anyway. Okay, collapse mountains. Yeah, and then, wait, they're wondering why they got rid of that. Oh, did they get rid of the dried up riverbed? Is that something that's new? Because that was definitely there when Enedwaith was added to the game. That was definitely there. At least 99.9% definitely. As sure as I can be about it. Because you all might remember I explored that. Sometimes it is nice to take a break from questing to just roam around, though. I mean, these are areas we already have in the game, and then suddenly there's a huge mountain taken out. Seems like that would draw interest from Middle-earth folk. Yeah, so that, it was just something I briefly read in whatever forum post that was. This stuff is pretty recent. That's from June. I wonder if this was the most recent update or if this was whatever update was the week before, if this is all really recent. It almost seems like... I think there's actually a plugin that might do terrain stuff that could have found that. I don't know. Dried up riverbed. Kind of. I don't remember what it looked like here, but it seemed to look different before. Like, it used to actually be more of a divot. This is a little bit odd with the frills just suddenly ending, but this looks more like dried up riverbed than I'm used to. Although it still looks a little bit odd to me. Like, I feel like these used to be closer. It almost seems like they widened the riverbed. Oh, I could check back. If I make a video about this, I probably would actually look back to my last stream where I went through all this. I went through like this entire area multiple times, and this part looks more familiar, but it honestly just doesn't look the exact same to me, which is really suspicious. Even if you can't actually get over to the other side, all these little kind of funky looking differences really add to the legitimacy of people thinking that that is indeed the next area. If I had to guess, it would be, as far as the way they would release it, probably a quest pack. I think it could be really interesting, though, if they had, say, Lonelands level 30, Brayland level 20, a level 20 plus, although that'd kind of be an unideal level, but a 20 to 65 zone. So that would have a lot of alternatives. Maybe even region is the better way to put it, extending from Shire, Brayland, Lonelands, basically Era of the Wind, the southern portion of the mountains, down following the south road and just have enough content to get level 65 from all that. I probably would be a fan of that overall, although there are already so many zones for level 20-ish now. You have some of the high level stuff you can do in Breland. There are 2 areas that are good for level 20-ish content. There's Lowlands, which is, I forget exactly if it's 22 plus technically. I think they updated at some point, but I don't remember if they changed the minimum level of the lowest level quests. North Downs is 24, but you can often start it earlier. Yondershire now is 23, and I still haven't done it. This actually makes me more interested in questing in Yondershire, which is a bit odd. I just haven't been much into it, but looking at the map and the such and over there. And this is close up, by the way. There used to be mountains on the other side. Wow, that was a wonderful tree. You can even see some pretty normal textures and frills and the such over there. I think I could quest to where I could get in the instance. There might even be a way to... I wonder if they would have patched that up if there is. Oh, you can actually see a reflection here. Well, obviously you can see a reflection, but there's a gap in the rock there. It's the wrong reflection. I don't see anything funky about that. In fact, I'd probably be looking behind me, but with how weird of a reflection is, I'm not sure that's the case. Well, actually, it'd be ahead of me. Anyway. Yeah, level 50 plus area, that actually is a great point. If they just did this section of it, connecting a level 50 plus area to Region as an alternative to Moria that would get you all the way to 60 to catch up to Enedwaith would be perfect. The only thing is, I think they would have to offer a clash trait point there, and maybe even more, to make up for all the trait points you would miss in Moria. Unfortunately, with the way LOTRO is, I think of character progression and clash trait points rather than level all too much. If there's anything you all want me to check out, again, I don't think there's any way for me to get in this without actually getting the quest. I think my rune keeper on the server, or warden on the server, maybe both of them, I got to where they could run that. Oh, wow. So yeah, I don't think we actually got out of, well, we might have gotten out of bounds like for 10 feet or so today, but didn't really see anything from it. Cat is, I have no idea what she's playing with, but something. She knocked it under a shelf thing. They're always like either toys or cat treats, oddly enough. Passing them under things and then can't get them. Like this cat, Piper, the one you all cannot see, that's, I guess, the other one you can't see, but the one that's behind the keyboard, she has, they're kind of paperish toys. They're like little paper balls. I don't really know how to describe them. That she really likes, but she's always knocking them to places she can't get. Anyway, last view. Yeah, I'm back to the regular setup. Wow, I spent probably half an hour just looking at this stuff. I hope it's exciting for y'all to, I don't know, see this versus leveling. It's something like new. Whereas Enedwaith has been in the game. I don't think I've actually streamed questing through Enedwaith before, though. Have I? I've done it a lot, but oddly, whenever I happen to do that or Rise of Isengard content, it seems to be when I can't really stream or do videos or whatever. One question I would have, is this a part of the instance there? I would guess it is, but that I actually don't know. Can we see in scenario screenshot? Yeah, that looks like it's there, but it's really low resolution, so hard to tell. There's also... hold up. Oh, I thought I saw something. Must be nothing. We were actually at library right there. I feel like I should discover school just to have that done. Like, this character might actually be able to get a deed done. Ruins of Eregion. Ring lore, that's what. Well, no, ring lore. I assume there would be a discovery for school. I think there's one for a library. Not required to launch the instance or anything, but... Does Baron get fun later on? That's actually a tough question to answer because I honestly think the red line is a very boring spec and the blue and yellow line are fun. Oh yeah, I didn't get anything. Now I have a cat blocking the screen. Can you all see her? Maybe? Barely? Nope. There was another cat there. Oh, there she is. So yeah, for me, the biggest problem with Redline Bear Warning specifically is the... well, I have a whole video, actually 2 videos on it. Lack of wrath-consuming abilities, and just overall lack of abilities. Somewhat lack of synergy. Or synergistic abilities, maybe a better way to put it. I guess I can go back to Enedwaith, but... I kind of want to ride the west path. At least part of the way there, just to see if there's anything that was initially missed. Wait, what's over here? Did I cross this river before? That has to be library, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I think at this point I'm fine just milestoning back. Wow, I do a lot of damage when I'm fighting mobs 7 levels below me, instead of like 3 to 5 levels above me. I feel like I totally forgot what I was doing after I milestoned here and got distracted by the kin chat I was missing. But I think, wow, this place is pretty when it's afternoon time. I say that like it's a big revelation, but I've always known it's true. I just am not here that often, so it's like something I gotta take in for a moment. So we have good old Forge Masters and Relic Masters. Oh wow, you can actually talk to them. I didn't even know you could still talk to them, to be honest. As far as this stuff goes, I have 17 already, so still going to keep track of those, but yeah. Otherwise, I think I am ready to get back to questing, and I guess I'll do the hidden cache. And then we can go to the Org Cave finally. And with the big distraction of new zone west of here, potentially, I will maybe wrap up with that because I've been streaming almost 2 hours and getting a little bit late. Org Cave should take a moment to get through. I don't think this Minstrel is that fast. Although I haven't played with the gear upgrades besides those level 50s mobs. Okay, so there is a marking somewhere. We should read... wrong one. We should read the... oh, there's 2 of these. One of them's in the cave, though. Okay, so that's this one. Worker atop a small rounded hill with several trees upon it. Now that is a good description. Whichever guy gave this description, Bragier, I like him. Hardest class to play near endgame. I feel like all the classes have things that can make them difficult. I suppose it would depend on what you think is difficult. Like with the Warden, a lot of people think the Warden is difficult, but in my experience at least, it is more so difficult to begin with. And maybe by the time you get to endgame, it'll be actually a relatively straightforward class. Burglar, I think, can be difficult, especially if you're playing or trying to maximize your DPS, whether you're playing in a DPS spec or in a... Alright, there's the rune. There's buried cache. Delete key to cheat to find things. Oh, you have to actually walk up to it, that's right. I'm having flashbacks to when I did this on my Guardian recently. Did my Guardian quest through here? I want to say yes. Did my Runekeeper? He's the one I mentioned, isn't he? I don't know. But anyway, the last character I quested on here, I remember that exact same thing coming up. Range Warden competitive, I think it's pretty good, but the problem is in the yellow line, to be competitive, you'll often have to go into melee range anyway. I think playing the yellow line versus the red line, I do spend a little bit longer in range stance compared to the red line, but it's not that much. And the one benefit that the yellow line would provide is when you are in the range stance, you are at least a little bit better if you can't go in melee. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff we have to do here. And I have to use the restroom, so I will take a quick AFK. Hopefully the cat stays there, so you all can look at the cat. And I will be right back. I get back and the cat leaves. I can see the camera over here sticking up. That happens with the headphones sometimes. But yeah. I actually don't know where she went. She disappeared from me even. I don't know. It's also, yeah, getting pretty dark, probably around sunset. So it is better lighting in here. It's as far as like having the window open, at least in the back room, compared to having the air conditioner on, I get worse lighting with the window open, but also a lot worse noise with the air conditioner on. And for me, air conditioner also costs money and the window open does not. So that's something that pushes the favor towards the window open as well. And just having the nice fresh air inside. I guess my plan is to go right as much as possible until I cannot. And then I'll kind of circle around this area. I don't know if that's technically best, but go about this a little bit systematically. Also, where are all the wargs? I feel like I have a very bad memory of this place because my memory is that there are a lot more wargs and a lot more combat. And yes, Minstrel is squishy, but a big redeeming quality of them is their self-heals, including their self-bubble. Both of those really helping with survivability, and if you're really in trouble like I was earlier today, you could actually go into one of the healing stances, either the balanced one if you do want to do a bit of damage, or the pure healing one. And you have this really strong heal, Fellowship's Heart. If you have the time to switch stance, use Fellowship's Heart, such as when you have your self-bubble up. In combat, you can give yourself some really crazy healing and hopefully give yourself enough healing over time as well. Something carved on the floor here. We should check that out. I wonder if there's a hidden cache somewhere in this cave. I thought I heard the cat meowing. Sounded like she was meowing, well, somewhere back there, which includes a litter box, but I think this one's going to be west, but we'll see. As far as the actual cache, I could read the quest text. Yeah, 50 paces west. This one I remember. Of all the caches, I do remember this one. I think I was here around level 57 on whatever character I was here last, because I feel like I remember those big wargs being red. But I also just remember in general there being more wargs, I thought. I realize characters are a little bit overpowered, especially with the new ally system. At least especially technical classes. I'm actually not quite as sure for physical classes, but presumably they're similarly overpowered. So that could also have a minor factor, somewhat minor factor, of what I'm experiencing on this character versus last time I was here. Okay, we kind of got sidetracked from the systematic way of going about this, but I do think I have been doing a good job with torches. I got the cache. No, I didn't. I turned right. So that actually works because I have not gotten the cache. I think I'm in a better position than if I had. Wow. It's almost like me just getting up, walking around, and using the restroom gave my brain the necessary refresher to go about this. Especially because for some reason, I don't know if it's just because I was tired, but going about the potential new zone really wore me out. I guess it was exciting. I don't know. Like, trying to think of why I would actually drain my energy. All the excitement. Oh boy. If I had known he was going to live that long, I would have started with the thing, because this is actually somewhat useful now. Echoes of Battle. And long fights, it's way more useful than it used to be. I guess, actually, in long fights it was always useful. But now in medium length fights, it's way more useful than it used to be, because I think it'd actually be worth using even in medium length fights. I still don't think in short length fights you might as well just use your big damage things. Where did I find it on the forums? That is a great question. Let's just go right back there. This is... Hey, it still works. Okay, this is a forum thread called Filling the Gaps, Following in the Footsteps of Wildwood and the Angle. Now, I have been familiar with this thread for a while. I just stopped paying attention to it because I only have so much time, and when there's a giant thread on the LOTRO forums, it's kind of hard to keep up with things. That's honestly one problem about the forum format, but don't need to get into that right now. So the way I found it is I actually search Tharbad, which is not here anymore. So we'll just go to dev tracker because that's a great place to start. And search Oh, yeah, search Tharbad. Tharbad. And then... Oh, I'm getting mixed up because I have my second OBS recording. I'm like, why is it still on LOTRO? Okay, so anyway, we searched Tharbad and that came up both in suggestions for next new location, but I was in this one, Filling the Gaps, and then I just went to the last page. And there happened to be Tharbad there, but then page 9 is what had it. So essentially that's how I found this after somebody pointed me, or did confirm that it was in this thread that Seeking Aaron, it looks like, posted about that. Anyway, we can go back to LOTRO. And my character is dead. Yeah, I should have known that was going to happen. Defeated, not dead. There's a difference. Oh, and we only need 2 more torches, a ranger's cache, and that's it. But yeah, I think as far as progress in the zone goes, I don't know if I will finish this area, or if this is the finish of this area. I think it is Fordareth. Oh! Here's as far as Minstrel survivability goes, really squishy there, but then I was able to use my heal, which is immediate, so you can animation cancel with it. Cord of Salvation, so I was able to use that, then use the bubble quickly. Help me survive. Oh, he's walking the cave. Okay, so I guess I can go left now, but that's a little bit scary. I forget where my character died, but since I've uncovered at least all the areas on the right, I will just assume that I got enough of that, and we can search for torches. Nope. There's one. Don't know if I got that one. Probably did. Any of the festival stuff. Ralph, I'm curious if you're talking about Hobnanigans. Is that the one that's going on right now? Because I have not done that one, or just in general. But yeah, I tend to not be the biggest fan of festivals. I know seems like at least a pretty decent portion of the population is interested in festivals, but usually I end up being more interested in the rewards than the actual festival activities. Now, occasionally there will be fun stuff, and I think they've been past... Oh, have to actually walk up to it. That's all right. Past year or two, maybe, they have been doing more different stuff with festivals, such as instances and Boss from the Vaults. I really like the Boss from the Vaults, so that has helped, at least for me. But otherwise, festivals feel just like a daily grind. To get tokens to get the cosmetics for the actual festival activities aren't the most fun to me. Maybe they're fun to do once, because that kind of eliminates the daily grind part. That's one reason one of the festivals was really bad about this. It might have been the summer festival. Oh yeah, the corruption. I do remember wanting to remove the corruption, of course, as a minstrel. That's almost the automatic thing that happens with these abilities. Cry of the Valor for AoE and Piercing Cry. Want to use Piercing Cry basically on cooldown anyway, so removing corruption is really just a bonus for me. Wow. Oh, a leaping shadow. He really is a shadow. He's so much a shadow that he's ancient evil, not even a beast. Okay, so I did end up missing a torch, but I think that is because there's one area I have not uncovered here. So we will see. This is why I tried to actually pay attention to where I was going, but then we all tabbed out and died. Yeah, here's the last one. Oh, resisted. That means I need more finesse, at least for a mob 3, 4? Somewhere about there. 3 or 4 levels above me. So I need to get back to camp. I think I know an easy way to get back to camp. And the way to easily travel to the quest camp is to, wow. And my sword doesn't do good damage. I was like, something's doing a lot of damage, but that is the new Echoes of Battle. You know, take advantage of the minstrel squishiness. Get an easy port out of there. I've already died so many times this stream, might as well just add another. It's like kind of weird if I hadn't died on this character in this entire stream, and then I might have actually felt like I wanted to avoid dying, but at this point I've died so many times, it really is just easy travel. Nice Enedwaith music here. But yeah, I'm probably about at the point to wrap up the stream. It's been adventurous. I mean, that was the whole thing. It's a new adventure. I didn't know we would be taking a new adventure, not just to Enedwaith, but to a potential new zone. Which is, yeah, west of Enedwaith, west of Reforging area, it looks like. At least west of the northern portion of Enedwaith.
Our quest is dire. Our journey is a long one. I hope not too long.
I'm getting gold tokens, so yeah. Yep, we're going to Ekad Ceridan.
I hope we come to Aragorn's aid in time.
Ekad, that probably means camp, or maybe means camp. Although camp would be a little bit of a weird word for like Marobal, if they call it Ekad Marobal. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, we can... If I plan to play this character within the next 2 weeks, I'm completely fine traveling to Ekad Ceridan, or to Ceridan. So I will do that with the intention to play this character within 2 weeks, so... Hopefully not as long between minstrel leveling sessions as it was from this one to the previous one. I don't really know. The next few weeks are a bit of a mystery. Next few weeks is in June. July, I don't know. Maybe that's even more of a mystery. August. But yeah, it should be good to get this character a few more times in the next few weeks. still would like to get my Warden to level 130. Yeah, those are pretty much my two goals. Play this Minstrel some more and level my Warden to 130. I mentioned last week, actually, it would have been last stream on Friday, that I was working on this video that has of course gotten delayed, but that's partially because I had so many great topics in the last stream to make little clip type videos of. Saw one of them. I do intend at least one more. I think it's just one more. A neat little flower patch here. I really like this area. Again, more flower patches, but just the type of hills that are here and the trees. It's just an appealing environment. I feel like this is just an area I always forget about when people ask like where I'd like to live in Middle Earth or visit Middle Earth. This might not be a bad area. I mentioned Dunland earlier just because it's kind of a neat area. Maybe this portion of Enedwaith would be a nice area to just have a house. The only thing I feel like it's lacking is a nice lake. Just to have some of that water. But yeah, I think this will be a good point to wrap up, as I already mentioned. As far as some upcoming stuff, yeah, that video, maybe another recycle content, stream clips, mashed together and edited in a little bit better viewing experience way. Oh wow. I turned my volume up to hear the music a little bit better, and then my character shouts very loud. Eating the Company, I remember that quest name. Eventually this character will get this outfit. I think that'll be the first time on this server, kind of embarrassingly, that I will have that outfit despite having 3 characters higher level than Rise of Isengard. I do plan to go through that all the way on this character. There we go. I remember I skipped the book quest on my Runekeeper, but I think it was unintentional at first. So it just kind of went with skipping it, and it surprisingly worked. I thought there was more dependence on that in Rise of Isengard, but I guess not. But yeah, nice camp here. Unfortunately, I'm not a hunter, so I can't bind my campfire here. Another benefit of hunter traveling is campfires. No other class can do that, so they could have an hour cooldown port to a quest camp like this that nobody else can quickly travel to. And yeah, as far as the stream goes, I had a lot of fun, again, doing the 2 different adventure stuff, but I hope you all have had fun with the Minstrel content and peeking west of her again in Enedwaith. And next time, yeah, for this character, I'd probably just quest here, and if I play my Warden next, it could be Monday. I guess it depends if I actually want to edit videos, but Monday could do either Warden or Minstrel. Those are the 2 most likely candidates. We'll see. But if you all did enjoy today's stream, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content and the